Hello everyone, welcome to this video. My name is Govind and currently I am working as a data analyst at Addend Analytics. In this video, we are going to look at the overview of calculation groups. Like I will walk you through how we create a calculation groups in Power BI and what are other features it provides. So it is the basic overview of calculation groups. So please be with me till the end of this video. The concept of calculation groups is simple. Like whenever we have most number of measures in our data model, so we can simply reduce the number of measures significantly with the help of calculation groups. If I give you an example, so suppose like I'm working with Power BI and I'm working with three measures: profit and quantity. Let's take sales, and now I have to implement time intelligence calculations for each of the measures, right? YTD, QTD, MTD, MOM, YOY, QOQ. So what will happen? I would end up creating the number of measures in multiple. Like if there is three best measures and six time intelligence calculations I have to create. So how much measure I will create? I will create 18 measures. Yes, 18 measures. So with the help of calculation groups, I can just define a calculation item, and that calculation item I can use across multiple measures, be it a quantity or be it a sales or be it a profit. I can use that calculation item uh, to all the measures in my data model. So this can significantly remove the number of measures required in the data model, and which will ultimately lead to the performance optimization. So this session is just a basic overview I'm going to give you. So let's take some, let's have a look on some practical implementation. Okay, so here I'm working with this Power BI file where I'm having sales order date and one measure table, and I have defined two measures, total sales and total profit. Okay, so to create a calculation groups, first you need to go here in the model view, and if you see here the tables and the model, right? So you have to come here, and after that you will get an option calculation groups. So for creating a calculation groups, you have to select the calculation group. Right here it is selected. Now I will get an option new calculation group. I can create it from here, or I can simply like click on three dots, and then I can define a calculation group from this option as well. So I'm going to create a calculation group. So one thing to remember is that whenever we create a calculation group, so it will discourage implicit measures in the data model. So what do I mean by that? If you know the difference between implicit and explicit measure, so you will understand this particular concept. So implicit measures are what, here if I come in the report view, so the aggregation, I think it has discouraged. Okay, so I will just a minute. Yeah, so it was originally like that. Okay, so what are implicit measures? Implicit measures are this, like the summation options that we get. So whenever we have to like sum or take average or mean, max, standard deviation, those options that we get while working with the numerical column, those are the implicit measures. So here you can see the symbol of this summation is appearing. But when I start creating calculation groups, so it discourage the use of implicit measures in the data model. Right, so this is what it means. So I'm gonna go here and create new calculation group. Okay, So for now, I'm just keeping it as it is. So whenever we create a calculation group, so the thing to remember is that it gets created on the top of the table, right? Like how do we store measures in Power BI? We need some base table to store the measures, right? So similar to that, here we create a calculation items. That's why when we create a calculation group, so a table gets automatically created, right? So here we have to understand the hierarchy. Calculation group, I am having one calculation group. This is the name of the table, and under this is the name of the column. And then I can define a calculation item here. Like I am just having one calculation item as of now, which is a selected measure, right? So here one is appearing, right? Because I am just having one calculation item. If I show you in the data model how the table looks like, so the column name, and then one column ordinal, and the calculation items that you define, it gets appear here. Okay, so now let's talk about okay, so here you can see just a minute. Okay, yeah, if you have to rename a particular calculation group, so you can simply this is a calculation group. I'm renaming it. I can double click from here. I can go and rename it from here as well. And what I can do, I can rename from the properties section as well. So I'm renaming it to time intelligence, because a time intelligence is a classic example of calculation groups. That's why I have renamed it like that. Okay, so this is the calculation group column, right? So you have to rename it to avoid the confusion. So for renaming it, I can rename it from here as well, from three dots and by double clicking. So I'm yeah, so this column I have renamed. Now I have to define a calculation items that I want to apply to this like across my data model. So first it is automatically created. I can rename it to a value, like the whatever value, whatever the selected uh, measure I'm working with, I just want to return that. So I will not use any kind of calculate or filter modifier. I can directly say whatever the selected measure is there, return it as it is. So this is a calculation item. Now I can define several calculation item by right clicking. So one I am doing for YTD. Let's MTD, and for MTD I can use calculate, and the expression is selected measure. Okay, so why I'm using selected measure is that since we are working here with the measures, right? Our goal is to um, like I'm working with the measures, so like profit, quantity, whatever measure I am working with in my Power BI visual, so it returns that. That's why I'm using selected measure. Now I can define a filter. So for MTD, I can use dates MTD function, and under this I can give date table date column. Yeah. So I will also create a calculation items for YTD and QTD. Just copy pasting the things. So this is for the QTD, and I have used here that's QTD function. One more for YTD. Sorry. And here I can use dates YTD function. Right. Okay. So if I see here in my model, so I am having four calculation item, and this time intelligence measure, this column I can start using in my Power BI visuals.
Okay,
So
everyone.
how
So this is all about the calculation groups overview. In the next session, I will tell you how we can use calculation group in Power BI visuals. So that's all about this video. If you are having any kind of doubt, so please do let me know into the comment section. I would be happy to answer that. And please subscribe to Addend Analytics and like and share this video. Thank you so much.